Yo, what's going on everyone? Today I wanted to talk about something that is quite controversial within the community, but I do believe if the community comes together we can get this changed for future titles in COD. And yes, I am talking about the bundles and more specifically the entity bundle. Now I know what you're thinking. Zone, beating a dead horse, this is Activision, they're not changing anything, blah 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 blah. But trust me, just hear me out. I think my last point, even Activision can even agree with. Let me get right into this. So if you're unaware, in MW3's final content drop, Season 5 Reloaded, they added the final boss called the Entity. One of the coolest looking and best boss fights we've ever had in Zombies, and huge props to the devs that made it. The reward for defeating it was somehow even better. We got the STG blueprint called the Infinite Cosmos. It looked absolutely insane. We had multiplayer, we had Warzone players all coming over to grind it because it looked that nice. But with the release on Season 6, they are now selling a bundle which includes the entity boss as an operator. I'm going to tell you some points on why I think this isn't cool at all. First, I would just like to point out that they have given us operator rewards in MW3 before, such as the Bone Collector operator, and people gave them insane props for doing that. We had multiplayer YouTubers like Marksman calling it the best reward in the game, came all the way over to MW3, grinded all the tiered story missions out and unlocked it himself. This just shows that Bone Collector and Infinite Cosmos Blueprint have shown you that if you put meaningful rewards inside Zombies, multiplayer, Warzone, everyone will come over and grind them. Now, this brings me to the bundle that they've just added. Why couldn't have this been an in-game reward? Would have brought over so many players to play it, grind and unlock it. It would have been insane. Now I know what you're saying, but you already got the STG blueprint from completing the entity. But in my opinion, they could have done so many things to make it an unlock. They could have made you grind the entity boss like 4 or 5 times. Could have made it a community building aspect where you have to help players defeat the entity to unlock it. They could have done so many things, and they're just a few off the top of my head. But my next point is the actual point that I really wanted to make this video, and I think it shows as a community we have to do better and that we do have the power to demand change. So this exact situation has happened in a different game run by another AAA studio which most of you would have heard of, called Bungie. In Season 12 of Bungie's game Destiny 2, they announced changes to their in-game store due to community outcry of them selling cosmetics based on design of bosses and activity aesthetics in the game. They cited the reason for the changes as, I'm going to change a few of the Destiny words to make it make sense to those who have not played it. It was a major source of frustration to load up the game and the store every week and see that we were selling unique cosmetics that were modelled of an in-game activity aesthetics. So for a company like Bungie, who previously have actually partnered with Activision themselves, can realise that bundles such as the entity leads to a, and I quote, major source of frustration for players, then I'm sure Activision and Call of Duty themselves can come to the same conclusion. Also, I'd like to add that Bungie is a company that has been under fire for its heavy monetization within the game, but this is where the community fought back and won. So hopefully as a community we can rally together and get these practices changed for Black Ops 6 and further on. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and should we be holding Activision more accountable? Thanks for watching, subscribe if you're new.